The drive shaft, also referred to as the propeller shaft, is a rod-like component that connects the transmission to the differential, transferring power at varying angles to enable wheel movement. It is particularly critical in rear-wheel and four-wheel drive vehicles, while front-wheel drive vehicles typically use a transaxle. Given its role, any damage or wear can compromise the vehicle's ability to move efficiently, potentially leading to safety hazards. Early detection of driveshaft issues is crucial to prevent further damage to the drivetrain and ensure continued reliability. Vibrations or shaking while driving is a frequent indicator of a bad driveshaft, often felt through the steering wheel, seats, or floorboard. These vibrations can range from mild shudders to severe shaking, making the driving experience uncomfortable and potentially unsafe. The primary cause is an imbalance or misalignment in the driveshaft, often due to a bent shaft or improper installation. A bent driveshaft can cause uneven rotation, leading to vibrations. Worn or damaged universal joints, which connect the driveshaft to the transmission and differential, can also contribute, as they may not transmit torque smoothly, causing uneven motion. A worn center bearing, supporting the driveshaft, can lead to vibrations if damaged or loose, exacerbating the issue under load. To differentiate this from other issues like unbalanced tires, misaligned wheels, or engine/transmission problems, note when vibrations occur, specific speeds or driving conditions, like high speeds, may point to the driveshaft, especially if accompanied by noise from the driveshaft area. Vibrations from a bad driveshaft are often speed-sensitive and can be felt throughout the vehicle, distinguishing them from tire-related vibrations, which might be more localized to the steering wheel. Have the vehicle inspected by a mechanic to check for visible damage, measure balance, and assess universal joints and center bearing condition. Repair or replace the driveshaft if necessary, and consider rebalancing to resolve the issue. A road test may be conducted to confirm the source, ensuring other potential causes are ruled out. Clunking or knocking sounds, often heard when accelerating, decelerating, or turning, suggest a problem with the driveshaft, indicating loose or worn components. These sounds are typically associated with worn or damaged universal joints, which can develop play or looseness over time, causing clunks as they move. Universal joints allow torque transfer at different angles, and wear can lead to noise. A bad slip yoke, a component allowing the driveshaft to lengthen and shorten with suspension movement, can also produce clunking, especially over rough terrain or during gear shifts. A loose or damaged center bearing may contribute, as it supports the driveshaft and can cause movement and noise if worn. Distinguish from transmission issues, which may cause similar sounds during gear shifts, by noting the sound's location. Center vehicle sounds are more likely driveshaft related, while front or rear sounds may indicate other components. Inspect universal joints, slip yokes, and center bearing for wear or damage. Replace worn components to eliminate noise and prevent further damage to the driveshaft or drivetrain. A mechanic may listen to the sound and perform tests to confirm the source before repairs. Scraping sounds from the driveshaft area indicate friction or contact between parts, a serious issue that can lead to further damage if unaddressed. Scraping is often due to a lack of lubrication or worn bearings in universal joints, causing metal parts to rub, producing the sound. Universal joints require grease to reduce friction, and dry bearings can exacerbate this. A damaged or misaligned driveshaft can rub against other components or the chassis, leading to scraping, especially under load or at speed. A worn center bearing can allow excessive movement, causing the driveshaft to scrape against nearby parts. Differentiate from brake grinding or differential howling by listening for the sound's location and conditions. Motion-related sounds from the center suggest driveshaft issues, particularly if they change with speed. Have the vehicle inspected immediately to check universal joints for lubrication and wear, and assess the driveshaft for damage or misalignment. Lubricate dry joints, replace worn parts, or repair the driveshaft as needed. Severe damage may require full replacement.
Symptom 4. Rattling sounds. Rattling sounds indicate loose components or parts not properly secured, often heard when idling or driving, varying with speed or road conditions. Loose or worn U-joint fasteners, such as bolts or nuts, can cause rattling if not tightened correctly, allowing movement during operation. A damaged or cracked drive shaft can vibrate and rattle, especially under load, due to structural weakness. A loose center bearing or improperly seated drive shaft can also lead to rattling, as it may not support the shaft adequately. Distinguish from exhaust system rattles or loose engine bay objects by locating the sound source. Persistent sound from the drive shaft area, even when not under load, suggests drive shaft-related issues. A helper can listen while driving to pinpoint the location. Check for loose fasteners, cracks, or damage in the drive shaft and components. Tighten bolts, repair or replace damaged parts, and ensure all are properly secured. Ignoring rattles can lead to further damage, increasing repair costs, as highlighted in automotive forums and repair blogs. Symptom 5. Squeaking noise. A squeaking noise, particularly at low speeds, indicates insufficient lubrication or worn components, often a high-pitched sound like a rusty hinge. Squeaking is commonly associated with dry or worn U-joint bearings, which require grease to reduce friction. Without lubrication, metal parts rub, producing the noise. Worn or damaged U-joints can also squeak as they move, especially under load or during acceleration. A loose or worn boot on the drive shaft can allow dirt or moisture in, causing the joint to squeak due to contamination. Differentiate from brake or suspension squeaks by noting timing and location. Squeaking during acceleration or deceleration from the center, more pronounced at low speeds, suggests drive shaft issues, particularly U-joint related. Inspect U-joints for lubrication and wear lubricating dry joints to resolve the issue. Replace worn U-joints or damaged boots if necessary. Regular maintenance, including lubrication checks, can prevent this symptom, as recommended in automotive maintenance resources. Symptom 6. Difficulty in turning or loss of control. Difficulty turning, especially in sharp turns or at low speeds, with a feeling of loss of control, can indicate a bad drive shaft, impacting vehicle maneuverability. A damaged or bent drive shaft may not transmit torque evenly, leading to uneven power delivery and turning difficulty, affecting wheel rotation. Worn or failed U-joints can bind or stick, causing the drive shaft to resist movement, making turns hard or causing wheels to lock up. An incorrect drive shaft length for suspension travel can lead to binding, exacerbating turning issues. Distinguish from steering system, suspension, or tire problems by checking for accompanying vibrations or noise from the drive shaft area. Turning issues with these symptoms suggest drive shaft problems. Check for play or movement in the drive shaft or U-joints. Have a drive shaft inspected for damage, U-joints for wear, and length for correctness. Adjust, repair, or replace as needed to restore control. A mechanic may measure and test to ensure proper function, as advised in detailed repair guides. Symptom 7. Shuddering while accelerating. Shuddering or shaking during acceleration, felt as the car hesitates when pressing the gas, particularly from stop, indicates drive shaft issues under load. Worn or damaged U-joints can cause the drive shaft to vibrate or shudder under load, especially during acceleration, due to uneven torque transmission. An unbalanced or damaged drive shaft can lead to vibrations more pronounced under load, contributing to shuddering. A failing center bearing or improperly balanced drive shaft can exacerbate shuddering during acceleration. Differentiate from transmission issues, like slipping clutches, by noting accompanying noise and specific conditions. Shuddering with vibrations or noise from the drive shaft area suggests the drive shaft is the source. A road test can help feel and locate the issue. Inspect the drive shaft, U-joints, and center bearing for wear or damage. Balance or replace the drive shaft if necessary, and address any transmission issues if found. Diagnostic tools may be used to confirm the root cause, as supported by automotive diagnostic resources. Symptom 8. Loss of power or reduced performance. Loss of power or reduced performance, such as sluggish acceleration or feeling the car lacks power, indicates the drive shaft may not be transmitting torque efficiently. A damaged drive shaft can fail to transmit torque properly, leading to power loss, as it may slip or not connect effectively with the wheels. Slipping or loose connections, such as worn U-joints, can cause torque not to be fully transferred, resulting in reduced performance. Worn U-joints can fail under load, leading to power loss, as they may not handle torque, causing the drive shaft to slip. Distinguish from engine, fuel system, or transmission problems by checking for noise or vibration from the drive shaft area, alongside power loss. Consistent power loss under specific conditions may help identify the source, with drive shaft symptoms suggesting the issue. Have the drive shaft and drivetrain components inspected, checking for damage, balance, and U-joint condition. Repair or replace the drive shaft to restore performance, and address other potential causes like transmission, if necessary. Tests may include measuring balance and assessing torque transmission, as detailed in automotive repair manuals. Conclusion and recommendations. Recognizing these 8 symptoms: vibrations, clunking/knocking, scraping, rattling, squeaking, turning difficulty, shuddering, and power loss, is vital for early detection of drive shaft problems. Prompt inspection by a qualified mechanic, using diagnostic tools and road tests, ensures timely repairs, preventing further damage and maintaining vehicle safety. Regular maintenance, including lubrication and checks, can help prevent these issues, ensuring the drive shaft's longevity and reliability.